Active exploitation is on the rise, patches are landing across major platforms, and attackers are pivoting to identity and supply chain weak points. In today's briefing, we cut through the noise and focus on what's actionable right now. Here's your calm, operational rundown. We'll look at a fresh entry to the known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, default ransomware detection in Google Drive, a new device code phishing kit targeting Microsoft accounts, attribution in a high-profile NPM compromise, and expanded iOS 18 protections against an actively exploited kit. First, CISA has added one new vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, CVE-2026-5281, a Google Dawn use after free issue. The catalog is maintained under Binding Operational Directive 2201 as a living list of vulnerabilities with evidence of exploitation, and CISA notes this class of bug is a frequent attack vector that poses significant risk to federal environments. Why it matters? A KEV entry signals real-world exploitation, elevating this issue from hypothetical to immediate. Defender takeaway: pull the latest KEV list, identify potential exposure, and apply vendor updates or mitigations as available. If patching isn't feasible, reduce attack surface with compensating controls, increase telemetry around affected components, and track remediation status until closure. Next, Google Drive's AI-powered ransomware detection is now generally available and enabled by default for paying users. The feature is designed to identify signs of ransomware in Drive, offering earlier detection and response for cloud-stored files. Why it matters? Ransomware activity can escalate quickly, and default on protection raises the baseline for many organizations without additional configuration. Defender takeaway: verify the setting is active in your tenant, wire the alerts into your SOC workflow, and test end-to-end response, including containment and restore. Align this capability with versioning, backups, and least privilege access to limit blast radius. Ensure your incident response runbooks cover cloud file encryption events and that users know how to report suspicious Drive activity fast. On the identity front, a new malicious kit called EvilTokens integrates device code phishing, enabling attackers to hijack Microsoft accounts and enhancing business email compromise operations. By abusing device code flows, attackers can trick users into approving access without traditional phishing pages, then leverage that access for email manipulation and downstream fraud. Why it matters? Token and OAuth abuse continues to bypass password-centric defenses and can degrade some MFA protections when consent is misled. Defender takeaway: review and, if feasible, restrict or monitor the OAuth device code grant in your environment. Enforce phishing-resistant authentication, tighten conditional access, and monitor unusual token issuance and consent events. Regularly revoke stale refresh tokens, scrutinize high-risk inbox rule changes and mail forwarding, and educate users to treat unexpected device code prompts as suspicious. In supply chain developments, the compromise of the popular Axios NPM package has been formally attributed to a financially motivated North Korean threat activity cluster tracked as UNC-1069. The attribution provides clarity on the actor behind the incident and underscores that financially driven groups are targeting open-source ecosystems. Why it matters? A single compromised package can propagate widely through build systems and runtime environments, amplifying the impact well beyond the initial project. Defender takeaway: verify the integrity and provenance of Axios and other critical dependencies in your builds. Lock and pin versions, use reproducible builds where possible, and continuously audit dependency updates for anomalies. Require strong authentication for developer accounts. Minimize CI/CD secrets, and segment build infrastructure to limit lateral movement if a package or developer workflow is tampered with. Finally, Apple has expanded iOS 18 security updates to more iPhones to block attacks from the actively exploited Dark Sword exploit kit. This extends protective coverage to additional devices still on iOS 18 and directly addresses a live threat. Why it matters? Active mobile exploitation shortens Defender response windows and increases the risk to executive communications, multi-factor prompts, and app data. Defender takeaway: push the latest iOS 18 security updates across the fleet. Verify compliance through MDM and identify devices that cannot receive updates for compensating controls or accelerated refresh. Reinforce policies that limit sensitive actions from unpatched devices and monitor for anomalous mobile behavior that could indicate compromise. Bringing it together, today's trends are clear. Active exploitation is shaping patch priorities, vendors are enabling more protections by default, and adversaries continue to exploit identity and software supply chains. Your move is to translate these signals into concrete actions. Update from the KEV list, validate cloud ransomware defenses, harden OAuth and token hygiene, scrutinize dependencies and build pipelines, and close mobile exposure gaps. If this briefing helped you prioritize, subscribe for focused updates, turn on notifications so you don't miss urgent advisories, and share this with your incident response and engineering leads. Stay safe, stay patched, and I'll see you in the next operational roundup.